What if I told you that one of history's greatest mysteries might finally be solved? Cleopatra's lost tomb. Hidden for centuries, could hold secrets that rewrite everything we knew about her life, death, and legacy. Imagine treasures, riddles, and ancient wonders buried deep beneath Egypt's sands. From golden-tongued mummies to sealed chambers, these discoveries are changing the way we see history. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most jaw-dropping finds. Stick around because number 1 will leave you absolutely speechless. Number 10. Cleopatra's Secret Labyrinth. Beneath the sand of Egypt lies a sprawling 4,300-foot labyrinth of tunnels discovered beneath the Taposiris Magna Temple. These tunnels aren't just ancient architecture, they're an enduring mystery. Originally thought to be part of a water management system, their precise design suggests they had far greater importance. Experts believe these tunnels might have been ceremonial pathways connected to the temple's religious functions. Some think they were escape routes, used by Cleopatra or her followers in her final days. The geometric accuracy and scale of this structure are so advanced it's been called a geometric miracle, unique even by ancient Egyptian standards. Adding to the intrigue, ancient texts from Greek and Roman sources describe similar labyrinths built to safeguard sacred sites. Could this be the physical roadmap to Cleopatra's resting place, or perhaps it holds artifacts tied to her reign? Whatever the case, these tunnels represent the sophistication and complexity of the Ptolemaic period, revealing how far their engineering knowledge extended. As archaeologists continue their explorations, the excitement only grows. What secrets could this labyrinth hide? A treasure trove of history, or perhaps even the queen herself? One thing's for sure, this discovery is just the beginning. Speaking of mind-bending finds, the next one will leave you speechless. Number 9. Mummies with golden tongues. If you thought mummies were fascinating, wait until you hear about the golden-tongued ones. Discovered near Cleopatra's potential tomb, these mummies were buried with golden amulets placed inside their mouths. The shimmering relics aren't just decorative, they're packed with symbolic meaning. Ancient Egyptians believed in the power of speech in the afterlife. The golden tongues were thought to enable the deceased to communicate with Osiris, the god of the underworld. Only a select few received this burial treatment, indicating their high social or religious status. Were they priests of the temple? Members of Cleopatra's inner circle? Their identities remain a mystery. What's remarkable is how well preserved these amulets are after thousands of years. The intricate detailing shows the level of craftsmanship during Cleopatra's reign. But beyond their artistry, these mummies hint at the elaborate spiritual practices of the time. They provide a window into the rituals and beliefs that may have surrounded Cleopatra herself. Each golden tongue is like a whisper from the past, offering tantalizing clues about the ancient world. But the big question remains, what role did these individuals play in Cleopatra's story? As we unravel their secrets, we're drawn even deeper into the mystery of the hidden chambers nearby. Number 8. Hidden chambers beneath the temple. Now let's head underground. Using ground-penetrating radar, archaeologists have uncovered sealed chambers beneath the Taposiris Magna Temple. These rooms, hidden for over 2,000 years, remain untouched and their purpose unknown. Could they hold treasures, ancient documents, or Cleopatra's elusive tomb? The strategic placement of these chambers suggests they were meant to safeguard something of immense importance. Their design isn't random, it's elaborate, hinting at a level of secrecy tied to their contents. Were they used for sacred rituals honoring Isis, the goddess Cleopatra closely associated herself with? Or were they designed to protect Cleopatra's legacy from Roman invaders? Theories do exist. Some researchers believe these rooms could contain priceless artifacts that shed light on Cleopatra's reign, while others think they might house personal belongings, symbols of her divinity, or even her mummified remains. Whatever lies behind these walls, the chambers are a time capsule waiting to be opened. Each discovery brings us closer to uncovering the mysteries of Cleopatra's life and death. Imagine the moment when archaeologists finally breach these chambers. It could change history forever. But as we wait, let's explore another fascinating finds that brings us face to face with Cleopatra herself. Number 7. The Queen's Marble Statue. Unearthed near Cleopatra's suspected tomb was a groundbreaking marble statue of a woman wearing a regal crown. Could this be a depiction of Cleopatra herself? The statue's detailed craftsmanship, from its finely carved features to its commanding posture, makes it a masterpiece of ancient art. Some experts argue that this is a rare representation of Cleopatra, portraying her not just as a ruler, but as a divine figure. Others believe it might depict a high priestess or another Ptolemaic queen associated with the temple. Either way, the statue offers a tantalizing glimpse into the grandeur of Cleopatra's era. What's especially intriguing is the connection to Isis. Cleopatra often depicts herself as the living embodiment of a goddess, using symbols and imagery to solidify her divine status. This statue's placement within the temple dedicated to Isis adds weight to the theory that it was meant to immortalize Cleopatra as both a mortal queen and a goddess. But here's the mystery. Was this statue deliberately left behind, or was it a part of a larger collection that remains hidden? Its discovery raises as many questions as it is answers. But one thing is clear, this find brings us closer to Cleopatra's story. And speaking of personal symbols, let's dive into her powerful use of coins. Number 6. Cleopatra's propaganda coins. Cleopatra was a master of self-representation, and the coins found near her suspected tombs are a perfect example of her genius. These coins weren't just currency, they were tools of political propaganda designed to project her image and power. Unlike traditional coins of the era, Cleopatra's coin depicts her with sharp features, a prominent nose, and a commanding expression. This wasn't about beauty, it was about power. She wanted to be seen as a strong and capable ruler, defying the conventions of femininity at the time. It was a bold move that cemented her image in history. Some of these coins also feature Egyptian deities, tying her reign to divine authority. Others show her alongside Mark Antony, symbolizing their partnership in both politics and love. Each coin tells a story about how Cleopatra navigated a complex and dangerous political landscape. But the real question is, why were these coins found here? Could they have been offerings, or did they point to this site as Cleopatra's final resting place? These small artifacts carry enormous historical weight, but there is still more to uncover. Let's explore the temple that ties Cleopatra to the divine. Number 5. The Temple of Isis Connection. The Taposiris Magna Temple wasn't just any temple. It was a sacred sanctuary dedicated to Isis, the goddess of magic, rebirth, and motherhood. Cleopatra's connection to Isis wasn't just spiritual, it was deeply political. She aligned herself with Isis to strengthen her image as a divine ruler, bridging the mortal and the eternal. This temple is a cornerstone of that connection. The rituals performed here would have been elaborate, likely involving offerings, chants, and symbolic objects. Cleopatra, ever the strategist, knew that tying her legacy to Isis would elevate her rule beyond the physical world, painting her as the embodiment of rebirth and protection. If this temple was her chosen burial site, it would reflect her understanding of symbolism and legacy. The temple's design is equally fascinating. Its architecture combines Egyptian and Greco-Roman influences, representing the cultural blending of Cleopatra's time. Some sections of the temple remained remarkably intact, hinting at the grandeur it once held. Could its wall hold the answers to Cleopatra's final plans? Perhaps secret rituals or clues were hidden within its sacred spaces to ensure her immortality. With each discovery, this temple becomes more than a historical site, it's a living testament to Cleopatra's brilliance. But what about the objects found inside its walls? Let's take a closer look at the artifacts of the afterlife. Number 4. Artifacts of the afterlife. Among the fascinating discoveries within the Taposiris Magna Temple are the ritual artifacts that provide a window into the spiritual practices of Cleopatra's time. From intricately carved amulets to ceremonial pottery, these objects weren't just symbols. They were tools meant to bridge the gap between life and the afterlife. Many of these items feature the unmistakable symbolism of ancient Egypt. Amulets adorned with Eye of Horus signify protection, while scarab beetles symbolize rebirth and regeneration. Pots filled with sacred oils and offerings hint at the elaborate rituals designed to honor the dead and guide them to the next world. But here's the intriguing part. Some artifacts bear symbols and markings linked specifically to Isis, tying them directly to Cleopatra's divine inspirations. Could these objects have been part of the ceremonies performed for Cleopatra herself? Or were they offering from her followers, left in revenge for their queen's legacy? Each artifact tells a small but important piece of a larger story of Cleopatra's life, beliefs, and her plans for eternity. While these discoveries are tantalizing, they also raise new questions. Were these rituals unique to Cleopatra's burial? And what secrets do the sealed chambers and hidden tombs hold that could complement these clues? Let's move to the most exciting find yet, the sealed tomb itself. Number 3. The sealed tomb. This is the big one. A sealed tomb discovered deep within the Taposiris Magna Temple grounds. Its location, hidden beneath layers of history, suggests it was intentionally concealed to protect whatever lies inside. Could this be Cleopatra's long-lost resting place? The tomb, still unopened, has captured the imagination of archaeologists and historians alike. Its placement within the temple, a sacred site dedicated to Isis, adds weight to the theory that Cleopatra orchestrated her burial here. Some believe the tomb could contain not only her remains but also those of Mark Antony, symbolizing their eternal bond in life and death. The design of the tomb itself hints at great importance. Its construction reflects a significant investment to resources and planning, suggesting that whoever was laid to rest here was no ordinary individual. But why was it hidden so carefully? Cleopatra faced immense political turmoil during her final days, and ensuring her secrecy of burial might have been the last act of defiance against Rome. For now, the tomb remained sealed, leaving its secrets locked away. But when it's finally opened, it could hold the answers to questions we've been asking for over 2,000 years. What lies beyond the stone doorway? As we ponder, let's decode the burial practices that might explain Cleopatra's unique legacy. Number 2. Burial Practices Decoded. When we think of Cleopatra's tomb, we imagine something extraordinary, and for good reason. Nearby graves discovered at the Taposiris Magna site provide a glimpse into the burial customs of her time, rituals steeped in symbolism, blending Egyptian and Greek traditions. Archaeologists have found evidence of mummification techniques that were surprisingly advanced for the era. These burial sites include amulets for protection, jars of sacred oil, and intricate carvings meant to guide the deceased in the afterlife. But Cleopatra's burial, if found, is expected to go far beyond these traditions. Cleopatra was a ruler who defied conventions. Her tomb, experts believe, would likely reflect her unique status as both a queen and a divine figure. Could her final resting place feature a fusion of Egyptian and Hellenistic designs? Perhaps it was crafted to symbolize her ambition to unite these two worlds, even in death. The surrounding burial sites offer tantalizing clues, but Cleopatra's tomb would be in a league of its own. What treasures or messages might she have left behind to secure her place in history? As we search for answers, let's focus on the woman at the center of it all, Dr. Kathleen Martinez, whose relentless quest has made all of this possible. Number 1. Dr. Kathleen Martinez's relentless quest. At the heart of this groundbreaking search is one remarkable woman, Dr. Kathleen Martinez, a lawyer turned archaeologist. Dr. Martinez has dedicated nearly 2 decades to uncovering Cleopatra's tomb, and her journey is as fascinating as the discoveries she's made. Dr. Martinez's belief that Cleopatra's final resting place lies within the Taposiris Magna temple is based on both historical text and her own intuition. Despite skepticism from many in the academic world, she has remained undeterred. Her reason is simple: Cleopatra was no ordinary queen, so her tomb wouldn't follow ordinary patterns. It would be hidden, sacred, and tied to the goddess Isis. Under her leadership, the excavation has uncovered golden-tongued mummies, hidden chambers, and a sealed tomb that may contain Cleopatra herself. But for Dr. Martinez, the work isn't just about finding a tomb, it's about rewriting history. She believes Cleopatra's story has been overshadowed by myths and propaganda, and her discoveries aim to shed light on the real queen behind the legend. Thanks to Dr. Martinez's relentless efforts, we're closer than ever to solving one of history's greatest mysteries. As her team continues to dig, one thing is clear: Cleopatra's story isn't finished yet. Let's wrap up with some thoughts on what these discoveries mean for the future. What do you think? Could Cleopatra's tomb finally be within reach? Each discovery, from golden-tongued mummies to hidden chambers, brings us closer to solving the mystery of Egypt's last queen. Her story is one of power, intrigue, and brilliance, and these finds remind us that history still has secrets waiting to be uncovered. Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible journeys into the mysteries of the ancient world.